Thanks for joining me for my review of AMAIM Warrior at the Borderline, episode 18, Sanctuary. So Yusi reaches out to Yatagurusu and asks him to help protect some secret group of Japanese people in a, you guessed it, sanctuary. Sounds like it's going to be a filler episode. For those that don't remember, Yusei was Tezuka's like friend or kind of honorary brother guy, and he ran his own secret area, and he wound up being a spy, but then it wound up that he was like still their friend. This happened, a few episodes ago. And now he's, reaching out to Yatagurusu for help. And I guess a little disappointing that we're going to be having a filler episode, but I guess it makes sense given that we've had 3 very plot-heavy episodes in a row this season. And on a side note, I think I might like the second opening of this season even more than the first, and I really did like the first. Anyway, the episode starts off with a recap of that earlier episode with Yusei that I was telling you about. Amu seems very, very suspicious of this episode, so I guess I'm not the only one. And then we also cut back and forth between what's going on with Yatagurusu and some political machinations with Brad Walker and the North American Congress people. They also introduced some other factions within the North American group. I feel like the show doesn't need more characters, especially as I'm assuming it's kind of wrapping up and we mostly already have all the factions in place. Anyway, it's mostly a pretty generic episode from there. We meet these people from the sanctuary, blah, blah, blah. They're doing their thing, and then there's a big battle. They're going to be attacked. Yeah, it looks like they're about to lose. And then they turn around with some technical mumbo-jumbo explanation about Ghost and AI and this, that, and the other thing. Shion gets the new baddie, this guy Zach Taylor. He's defeated and kind of threatened to kill him in a very similar position to how Amu was about to kill that guy, killed that guy a few episodes. She kind of flashes back to Amu doing the same thing and doesn't kill him. The battle itself was pretty interesting. It focused a lot on Shion and Tezuka, but all it's really doing is reminding me that we really have had no development of those characters, and they've largely been ignored really since they've been introduced, and certainly for the second part of the season, and it's kind of totally just the Amu show now. Anyway, they get back from the battle, and everybody's happy, and the commander guy of Sanctuary's wife has a baby, and everyone plays with a newborn, and Amu's got his groove back again. Very happy ending here. Really not a lot to say about this episode. It's a total filler episode until arguably, I guess, the very, very, very end where Amu progresses his character or maybe regresses his character, depending on how you look at it. I do like that how the show kind of shows how some people are trying to work within the constraints of the political situation in Japan and kind of showing these different enclaves. That being said, the stuff about the sanctuary people was just really boring and generic. The guy having the baby and, him being a good guy and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it could be from any show. If you watch about half this episode, you won't even know what show it's from. The battle is fine, nothing special. It was well paced. It kept the episode moving. But I'm really amazed at how much of a happy ending this episode had. Like, how did this commander guy live? Like, if this was Gundam, he would have been so dead. He'd be dead upon dead. I mean, he's respectful of his enemy. His wife is literally having a baby. He has dreams outside of war. And this guy lived? I mean, come on. I had this guy written off as soon as they showed the baby being born. And then Amu touches the finger of this like newborn baby, and all of a sudden he's like completely back to normal. So basically it took us 3 episodes to return to the status quo of 4 episodes ago. At least 25% of the runtime of the show is just Amu getting his groove back after being like moderately disappointed. At least there probably isn't enough time for him to lose his groove again. Probably, hopefully. All in all, a very skippable episode. I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 10. Just very generic anime filler. Nothing special here. Anyway, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, I would appreciate a like or subscribe. And if you didn't, tell me about it in the comments. I do anime reviews on Monday and figure reviews on Wednesdays and most Fridays. Thanks so much and keep collecting.